Hi, it's Miss Becky from the Madison Library. I am so excited to share Ducky Daddle stories with you. My dad, Grandpa Bob, wrote these stories and told them to his grandchildren, who are my daughters, and they loved those stories. Now, we are going to have a special spot on our website listing all of his Ducky Daddle stories. He has about 7 of them. And this is the first one today. He actually did this in one of our duck story times, but we thought it would be good to go ahead and put it on again so you can have all the Ducky Daddle stories in one easy to find place. Now, after he tells his story, I'm going to come back on with a few links for coloring pages about ducks. So, Grandpa Bob, take it away.
Hi, this is Grandpa Bob. When I heard Miss Becky was going to be doing some stories, read a story about ducks, it reminded me of stories that I used to tell my grandchildren many years ago about ducks, and about a duck in particular named Ducky Daddle. And here's the lake, a picture of the lake that we lived on. It was up in New York State, and you can see in the picture I've got a few boats there, and you can look out on the lake. This is from the dock that we had right there on the shoreline. And we had a situation where the lake had so many ducks in it and other animals, but the ducks were the ones that I was very much interested in. In fact, they even came up the path up to our house on occasion. And there was one in particular, and I called him Ducky Daddle, who was just a cute little duck. And this is a picture of a duck that would be about the age of Ducky Daddle. And he was a cute little duck, and he lived with his family right there in the lake. And my stories revolve around a duck that was like Ducky Daddle. And here's a drawing of Ducky Daddle and his mother. You can see them looking very duck-like. And when the stories began, I told the grandchildren about how Ducky Daddle learned to quack, and that was the first story that I told. It seems that one night, Ducky Daddle's mother said to Ducky Daddle, "Ducky Daddle, you're getting bigger, and as you get bigger, you can't just swim around the lake going peep, 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 peep. You've got to learn to quack like the other ducks." And Ducky Daddle said, "Oh, yes, I'd like to learn to quack." And so his mother said, "All right, tomorrow we're going to work on that and we're going to teach you how to quack." Ducky Daddle said, "That's wonderful." And that night, Ducky Daddle went up to bed, and he was very excited that the next day he was going to be taught how to quack instead of saying peep, peep, peep all the time. So Ducky Daddle's mommy put him to bed, and in the morning when it was time to get up, she went up to wake him up, and she woke up Ducky Daddle and said, come on, get up." And Ducky Daddle said, "I don't want to get up." And she said, "Ducky Daddle, this is the day you're going to learn how to quack." And Ducky Daddle said, "Oh, that's right." And he jumped out of bed, and she took him downstairs, and they had a wonderful breakfast for him. The breakfast was his favorite, blueberry pancakes, and he was so happy. And after he had a wonderful breakfast, he and his mother went out into the backyard, and his mother said, "Now, Ducky Daddle, I'm going to teach you just exactly how I quack, and then you can learn to do it too." So she fixed her beak just right like that, and she went quack, quack, quack. And Ducky Daddle said, "Oh, that looks wonderful." And so Ducky Daddle said, "I'm going to fix my beak the same way," and he did. He fixed his beak just like that, and he opened his mouth, and when he did it, it came out blah, blah, blah. And his mother said, "Ducky Daddle, that's not right. What's happening?" And so she said, "Now, Ducky Daddle, you just watch me some more." So he did. And she went with her, fixed her beak just right, and went quack, quack, quack. And so she said, "Now you try it again, Ducky Daddle." And he did. And he tried it again, and he tried very, very hard. And he fixed his beak right, and it went blah, blah, blah. And Ducky Daddle's mommy said, "Oh my, we have to work on that." So they spent all morning working on it, and she was going quack, 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 and he was going blah, blah, blah. Finally, Ducky Daddle's mommy found that he was getting very upset, and she wanted to do something to change things for him. So she said, let's go have lunch, and we'll have a nice lunch, and then we'll try again in the afternoon. So they went in for lunch, and Ducky Daddle was upset. And when she said, Ducky Daddle, would you like a nice hamburger? He said, no, I don't want a hamburger. And so she said, well, how about a nice sandwich? He said, no, I don't want it. And then she said, all right, I can give you some nice chicken noodle soup. And he said, I don't like chicken noodle soup. So she said, Ducky Daddle, what in the world do you really want to have? And Ducky Daddle said, I want crackers and peanut butter. And she said, crackers and peanut butter? And he said, yes, that's what I want. So she went over and she got out the peanut butter, and she went to the closet to get out the crackers. And then a thought came into her mind. And she went back over to Ducky Daddle and she said, Ducky Daddle, tell me again what it is you want. And he said, I want crackers and peanut butter. And she said, say it again. And he said, crackers and peanut butter. And she said, Ducky Daddle, if you can say crackers, you could say quackers. And so Ducky Daddle said, I can say that. So he said, quackers. And she said, now, Ducky Daddle, say that again, and this time leave off the ers on the end of it and just say quack. He said, okay. And he said, quack. And she said, Ducky Daddle, you said it. You just said quack. And Ducky Daddle said, I did? And she said, yes, try it again. And he did. And he went quack, 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 quack. And he got very excited because he was saying quack. And he said it over and over again, quack, quack, quack. And finally, they were so happy that she said, let's finish up lunch now. And he ate up the crackers and the peanut butter. He ate it and ate it and ate it until he was just so full. And when he finished eating his crackers and peanut butter, she said, Ducky Daddle, let me hear you quack again, just like you did. And Ducky Daddle said, okay, Mommy. And he fixed his beak just right. And he said, blah, blah, blah. And she said, Ducky Daddle, what happened? Why can't you quack now? And he said, I've got too much peanut butter in my mouth. And she said, oh, I understand. So Ducky Daddle's mommy went over to the refrigerator and she said, I know what to do. And she fixed him a big glass of milk. And when she had it, she brought it over to Ducky Daddle and said, drink this now and let's see how your quack is after that. And so he drank the big glass of milk. And when he finished, she said, okay, let me hear you quack. And so he fixed his beak just right again, and it came out quack, 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 quack. He was so happy, and everything was fine. She said, let's go down to the lake, and we'll go out on the lake, and we'll swim. So they went swimming on the lake, and the mommy would say in her louder voice, quack, quack, quack. And Ducky Daddle would go, quack, quack, quack. And they had a wonderful time. And finally, late in the afternoon, Ducky Daddle's daddy came home, and he wondered where his family was. So he called to them, and where are you? And Ducky Daddle's mommy said, we're out on the lake, and Ducky Daddle has a big surprise for you. And Ducky Daddle's daddy said, okay, I'll be right there. And he swam out quickly to join them. And when he got to them, he said, all right now, what's this big surprise that Ducky Daddle has? And Ducky Daddle's mommy said, all right, Ducky Daddle, show your daddy. So Ducky Daddle fixed his beak just right again, and he went quack, 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 quack. And his daddy was so surprised and so proud of him. And so they all went, the whole family, swimming around the lake, and the daddy in his big voice would go quack, 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 quack. And the mommy would go in a slightly softer voice, quack, 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 quack. And Ducky Daddle's voice was just a bit smaller, and he would go quack, 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 quack. And they were very happy, and the daddy said, oh, this is wonderful. And as they were swimming, one thing happened that they didn't expect. All of a sudden, as Ducky Daddle was going around quacking, he went quack, quack, quackers. And Ducky Daddle's daddy said, what was that? And Ducky Daddle's mommy said, oh, I'll explain that to you later. That's how Ducky Daddle learned to say quack. And worked out very well for him, and so now he says it very nicely, his regular quack, 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 and I'll explain it to you. So that night, Ducky Daddle went to bed, and he was very happy because he was going to be able to show all of his friends, the other ducks, that he was growing up too. And it's the end of this story.
I love the story, How Ducky Daddle Learned to Quack. If you want to do some coloring pages about some ducks, we have links just below this video. And we've got a picture of a baby duck and a baby and the mama duck. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to check back and look at the next video, which is Ducky Daddle and his cousins. Grandpa Bob, tell me the exact name of this one that's coming up.
Ducky Daddle's cousins visit him from Massachusetts.
Did you say Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Okay, I can't wait to hear that one. Bye-bye for now.